So we are now done addressing our third goal, which is for you to be able to state the origins of the modern highway bridge. So now we will move on addressing our second to the last goal for this discussion, which is for you to be able to define the different terms used in bridge engineering, especially the different parts of a bridge. So without further ado, let us start addressing our fourth goal. So before we move on to studying bridge engineering, we will eventually encounter some terms, some bridge engineering terms that might be new to our ears. So before moving on studying bridge engineering, it is worth I, it is worth our time to familiarize ourselves to this bridge engineering terms like the highway bridge site. So what do we mean when we say highway bridge site? So it is just a complicated place and the point where a suite of civil engineering disciplines converge. So this is the uh, main topic of our engineering. This is the reason why we are engineering, which is because of the highway bridge site, because we have a highway bridge site. So this is where our engineering skills are being applied to. So that is one term that we will encounter as we move on studying bridge engineering. Other terms that we will encounter are the concerns of a bridge designer. So when a bridge designer designs a bridge, he or she is concerned with the highway design for the overpass and underpass alignment and geometry. So that is one of the concerns of a bridge designer, the highway design. The whole design of the highway, their alignment and geometry, what must be the required width, the required length of the highway. So that particular part of that particular part of the design is actually one of the concerns of a bridge and bridge designer. Another concern of a bridge designer is the structural design for the superstructure and substructure elements. So later on, we will define the meaning of superstructure and substructure elements. But as of now, we will just state that a bridge designer is actually concerned with the structural design of the superstructure and substructure elements, meaning the bridge designer is concerned on providing adequate strength for the superstructure and substructure for them to be able to resist or to carry the intended loads that we anticipate that our bridge will be carrying. So the bridge designer must provide a structural design that will provide adequate strength to resist the the expected volume of traffic that will use our bridge that we are designing. Another concern of a bridge designer is the geotechnical engineering for the pier and abutment foundations. So not only the structural design of the superstructure and substructure is the concern of the bridge designer. The bridge designer is also concerned with the uh, providing enough strength for the supporting soil. So the bridge designer must be able to design as well the bridge designer must engineer as well the soil, the supporting soil that will actually support the whole structure, the whole bridge. So the geotechnical engineering part of the design of bridges must is also a concern of a bridge designer. He or she must also provide uh, enough or adequate strength for the soil, for the supporting soil, for it to be able to carry the whole bridge, the whole superstructure together with the substructure. Another concern of a bridge designer is the hydrology and hydraulics for proper bridge span length and drainage of bridge site. So the bridge designer must also ensure that there will be no ponding along the bridge, because if there will be a ponding of water on the bridge, it might be it might be an additional load that must be carried by the bridge. And if the bridge has no proper drainage, ponding of water might occur. So therefore, a bridge designer must also provide adequate drainage for the bridge site. He or she must ensure that there will be no ponding of water, so that there will be no additional load to be carried by our bridge structure. Last concern of a bridge designer is the surveying and mapping for the layout and grading of a proposed site. Of course, before the construction begins, layout and grading of the proposed site must be provided first, because this will be the guide of the whole construction process for us to be able to construct the highway bridge site properly. So there must be surveying and mapping first for the proper alignment and layout and grading of our proposed site. So another term that we will encounter later on as we study bridge engineering is the word crossing or underpass. So these are just human-made, like highways, rail lines, or canals, or natural crossing like watercourses. So the crossing or underpass are actually the reason why we are building a bridge. These are actually the reason why we are building a bridge over them. These are the man-made obstacles or natural obstacles that we want to traverse or to cross. That's why we usually build a bridge. So this can be man-made obstacles like highways, rail lines, or canals, or natural obstacles such as rivers or any body of water. So we are building bridge over this crossing or underpass for us to be able to easily traverse this crossing or underpass. We are building a bridge for us to be able to easily traverse this underpass or crossing. Another term that we will encounter later on as we study bridge engineering is the word span. So what do we mean when we say span? Span is a segment of a bridge from support to support, like this one. If you can see this background of our PowerPoint, this is actually the San Juanico Bridge. And if you can see here, this is actually one of the support of the San Juanico Bridge. So the other support can be found somewhere here. So the part of the bridge starting from one support to the other support is actually what we call the span. That is the segment of a bridge from support to support.